everyone, and I hope you are well. Today I want to talk to you about a certain self-sabotage type, which is pretty common, the busy bee. And a great way to explain this is just, being so busy that you don't have time to take care of yourself, or, keep someone who keeps adding on things for themselves to do, even when they're overloaded or overwhelmed. So, here's my first point: too busy to take care of yourself. So we see this often, and I see this often, and I'm sure you have seen this often, where someone is going out of their way to do all these things, and they're doing so much, but yet their health or their self-care actually falls to the wayside. So maybe they aren't getting enough sleep. Maybe they don't take enough time to actually make themselves food, so they're eating out every single day. You know, they're maybe not taking enough time to be able to relax and to recover so that the next day they have the energy. And then this will eventually lead to burnout. And that is really just like the universe telling you, hey, you need to slow down. When you hit that burnout stage and you get whacked by the hammer of the universe saying, hey, you need to slow down. You need to take care of yourself if you want to be able to do this. Now there's some different examples of this, of where you need to prioritize yourself to help others. So have you ever heard the phrase, you can't give from an empty cup? Well, if you just keep giving all your stuff away, then your cup becomes empty and you have nothing else left to give. Or when you're on an airplane, what do they tell you to do when the masks drop if something does happen? They tell you to do it for yourself first and then help others around you. Because if you can't do these things for yourself, then how are you supposed to help others? You will leave yourself in a compromised position, and then that will just leave things worse off. So make sure you take care of yourself. If you are this busy bee person, slow things down. Ask yourself, is this going to leave me burnt out? Am I not going to be able to do anything after? And this leads to the next point. If you're so busy all the time, if you're constantly adding different things for yourself to do, you might be missing important events. You might be missing important birthday parties, important family events, important things like that, often you won't be able to go back and do those things. If you're missing those things to work and you're overworking yourself with all this stuff, and then you have playing yourself in events and then all these different things, you're going to be missing these events, and those are very important memories and experiences to experience with each other, because that's why we're on this world, so we can experience each other. We're not on this world to work 24/7 and to be constantly doing things that we don't enjoy. We're on this world to be able to enjoy ourselves and to share that enjoyment with our others and love with others. I'll talk about this a little bit, but overscheduling themselves and causing burnout, right? You are just going and going and going and going, and that's great. It's great to have that energy and that drive, but at some point you do need to realize that you need to get relaxation. You need to be able to eat the right healthy food. You need to get enough sleep so that you can continue going. Otherwise you will, at that point, like let's say you're really adamant about working out, right? And you're working out every single day, and all of a sudden you hurt yourself. You're like, wow, I can't believe I hurt myself. How did that happen? Or you pull a muscle or something, right? That's because you didn't give yourself enough time to relax. You burnt yourself out, and that universal hammer came and thwacked you, right? And said, you need to learn this. And really, oftentimes when we get hurt, you got to think about what that pain is telling us, because so many of us feel that pain or get hurt or something and then ignore it. But that happened for a reason. What is it telling you? Is it telling you need to slow down? Is it telling you need to take a break between your workout days? Is it telling you need to stop pushing yourself so hard? I'm not saying to stop working out entirely or stop working entirely. That's not logical. But you do need to schedule time for yourself so you can have the energy you do need. My last point is, often the busy bee is also usually often a people pleaser, which is a different kind of self-sabotage, but a lot of times people are multiple different forms of self-sabotage personalities. And the people pleaser, it's kind of like what we were talking about, how Let's say someone needs something from you, and it's important you do want to help them, right? But if they keep asking you and asking you and asking you, and then you have no time for yourself, then you run into that burnout stage and you're not able to help them anymore. Or if you're on the airplane and you help everyone else, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're out of air, well, you hit that burnout stage, and well, maybe in this situation you might not be alive to continue forward, right? So it's very important that you ask yourself before you help others, is this going to affect me? Am I not going to be able to help others after this point, right? Because it's all great to help others, but if you're harming yourself in the process, well, then that shouldn't be done. And anyone who is your friend or a loved one wouldn't want that for you either. They wouldn't want you to be burnt out. They wouldn't want you to hit that point where you're breaking, or you're overwhelmed, or you're frustrated, or you're, at your wit's end, right? So if you are this busy bee self-sabotage type, I don't want you to feel bad. I don't want you to, attack yourself or dwell on this very negatively. Instead, I want you to realize that you have the power to change these things. Okay? You have the power to slow things down, to enjoy the moment. You have the power to say no to people. And that is one of the most powerful words you can do, is say no. And, if someone hates you for it because you told them no, when it was really important that you said no because you were going to go to a burnout stage, maybe you need to explain that to them. And if they don't care after that point, well, maybe they're not actually your friend. Maybe they're just using you because you are a people pleaser. And you are willing to burn yourself out because you are the busy bee type, right? So I hope you learned a little bit about the busy bee self-sabotage type. If this is you, please remember you do have the power to change this. You are not stuck. You can make these changes. I promise you. I've seen the changes happen in many different people when they start to address these things. Anyways, I hope you guys all have a great day, and thank you for listening.